The following program is a SUTV student production. The views expressed are not necessarily those of Salisbury University, the University System of Maryland, its regents, administration, officers, employees, or representatives.
Such as Vice President of Student Affairs, Dr. Dane.
At 7:30 in the morning beside the Wayne Street parking lot.
Evening news. We begin tonight's broadcast with the weekend's separate assaults of two students near campus. On Saturday night, two SU students were individually attacked by a group of young teenagers on Bateman Street. Both crimes were committed by the same 6 people, 1 adult and 5 juveniles. All parties have been arrested and the victims only sustained minor injuries. SUTV spoke to the Salisbury University Police Department to see what happened and to find out how students can stay safe while walking at night.
Saturday night we received 2 calls for the first call was around 12:30, just after midnight, for a student reported being assaulted while walking down Bateman Street. Officer responded, came back, we checked video surveillance, observed the subject still in the area, went back, effected an arrest on that subject. Then about an hour later, half hour later, we get a call for Bateman Street for a large crowd for another assault. And then officers responded with SPD, Wycomico County Sheriff's Office. And the crowd had dispersed at that time. Try to walk in crowds. If you are confronted by a large crowd of people you don't know or anything like that, to avoid confrontation, and mainly call it in. If you see something suspicious, doesn't feel right, you call University Police. Worst case scenario, if you feel real bad, 911 if it's emergency.
Now, students have been roaring this weekend about reports of clowns on and off campus. But the SUPD advises that if students see anything suspicious, they call SUPD or they report it, because no incidences have been reported to them directly. And another thing that you are advised to do this month is vote. The Institute of Public Affairs and Civic Engagement encourages students to register and to have their voices heard in this upcoming election. SUTV reporter John Danner sat down with PACE to discuss what you can do to prepare for November 8th.
The nation's biggest and most important election takes place November the 8th. SU administration along with PACE are reaching out to the students, spreading awareness of the election and its candidates. We sat down with Mike Weber, a graduate assistant and member of PACE here at SU.
So we're all about trying to get students engaged with the community, engaged in politics, and just engaged with the campus as well. And also with public affairs, it deals with speaking out about what you feel and engaging yourself in kind of aligning to your personal beliefs. So along with that is voting and trying to get our students encouraged to vote and to make a difference in the world, in the country, and even on campus, because our campus politics are, all over during this election year.
Exactly.
We're getting ready to start tabling events, which is going to be kind of throughout campus. We'll have tables set up, big signs that say register to vote here. We're going to have some enthusiastic students kind of trying to pull people in, get them registered to vote, and we're giving people stamped envelopes for registration forms and absentee ballot forms. So we're encouraging people to do that without even them having to do anything. So we have that coming up. We also have just we have political discourse series, which is going on, where we're getting groups of students together and we're talking about how you can talk about the issues. Because it's a very heated election, it's just a very heated time. So we're trying to encourage people with differing views to come together and talk about the issues.
With so many issues regarding how students vote, we decided to venture out to see how engaged the students are on campus and find the pulse with the student body with the upcoming election.
I feel like all of Europe is kind of looking over at the US, like, you okay there, buddy? Because it's crazy. We cannot even believe it's happening. Like, I feel like the common opinion about this election is that nobody likes either of the candidates.
Personally, I'm a Democrat, so I would never vote for Trump, but that's just my personal opinion.
You see the Republican clubs here and you see the Democrats, so I guess it's a mix. I'm not sure. There's not that many people You see people as a joke with Donald Trump, and you don't know, they might be real supporters, and there's people for Clinton, so.
Yeah, I do if you feel strongly towards a candidate, but like if you're just voting to vote, then don't do it. Like I feel like you should feel strongly towards one person if you should vote.
And while the political climate here at SU is certainly polarizing, the student body has a wide variety on who is fit to be president, leaving the debate ongoing. Organizations like PACE have highlighted the importance of this election to the university. For SUTV News, I'm John Danner.
Thanks, John. And for more information about PACE and student voting and absentee ballots, visit www.salisbury.edu/PACE. Now, many people don't know it, but here at SU, there are 2 3D printing labs on campus. SUTV's Miranda Haney tells us how students can utilize the brand new Maker Lab within the academic commons.
3D printing. It's a relatively new technology used every day in space stations and state-of-the-art hospitals, but SU students can try their hand at it for free here at the Maker Lab in the Guerreri Academic Commons.
We've just opened for this semester, so it's brand new with the building. And we offer 3D printing, 3D scanning. We've had a lot of students come in for things that don't necessarily have to do with 3D printing, but where they can use custom objects, for example, art. If you have something custom that you want to make, we can also help you with some simple stuff here. I'm actually designing things from scratch. I would encourage people to check the library website. If you go to the services page, you'll see a link to the Maker Lab site. And we actually have a page on there where you can actually see which printers are in use currently. So if you're in the library or somewhere else on campus, you just want to see if there's one available if you were to run over, then you can check that out.
Though there are still many improvements to be made, Woodall and his team have turned this would-be storage room into an incubator for innovation.
You know, there's still a lot of growing pains we have to do to figure out what the future looks like, but it's definitely going to be cool.
The Maker Lab can be found on the first floor here at the Academic Commons and is open Monday through Saturday for students to come in and make their wildest dreams a 3D reality. From SUTV News, I'm Miranda Haney reporting.
Thanks, Miranda. And while it might not be a hurricane that had affected us last weekend, the storm that did hit us gave campus as a whole, students and faculty, a 2-hour delay on Monday that affected the homecoming tailgate and the color run. Despite the rains across campus, the color run gave campus a successful start as well as the football game for their win. SUTV's Talon Foreman was there to see how it all turned out.
Last weekend, Homecoming had a lot of events that gave Salisbury University students a chance to represent their academic community. One of the newest events that has been growing in popularity is Salisbury University's Festivals of Colors 5K Run.
Yeah, so this is our second annual run. It's run by SU Panhellenic, which is the 4 sororities on campus. This year we just wanted to do it on homecoming weekend to pair up with the homecoming committee. Just kind of a chance for the community to get together and just kind of have fun. It's a free event. So with a rainy day like this, we just wanted people to have fun and have little smiles on their face about it.
Throughout its 2 years, Captain Lee says the run has been growing in its popularity.
Well, I would say for the past, since last year to this year, we've increased with people participating in running. So we expect to see, as it becomes more well known, since this is just the second time we've done it, that more people will start coming out, seeing it as more of like a traditional annual thing.
Salisbury University's Homecoming Committee replaced the annual Homecoming Parade for this event, but Danielle Renaud is confident this will be a good change for SU.
So it looks like in the future it should be a tradition for homecoming, so we'll try to keep it up for years going.
This is Talon Foreman reporting.
And that's all that we have for you this week. Tune in next Wednesday for more campus updates and events. For all of us here at SUTV Evening News, I'm Brooke Reese. Good night.